Hey, it's James from Finney Electrical. On today's video, we're wiring up some electrics in the kitchen. Yeah, this is the room we're working in, so everything's boarded up. So there's some windows going in, like a little lantern going in. So yeah, we're just working off a bit of torch lights. I'm looking a bit scary today. First things first, we're going to take you through the plans just so you can see what's going to go in. Right then, so this is the kitchen that's going in. So as you can see, we've got a big L shape around here. So what have we got? We've got a few appliances over here, dishwasher and washing machine. We can see all the under cabinet lights here. We've got the induction hob, extractor, and then we've got single oven and then microwave here. And over here we've got like a fridge freezer and another fridge freezer. So that's that side of the room. And moving on to the side of the kitchen, we've got this unit here where there'll be an under cabinet light in there. And there'll be a lantern in the ceiling here, so there's going to be some LED strip kind of around there, and we'll put a light switch over this side which will turn everything on. So one switch will do the little under cabinet light here, one switch will do the under cabinet lights around here, one switch will do the down lights, so there'll be some down lights in the ceiling, and one will do like an outside light that we're going to put in. So as you can see, that's that L shape there which will be here, so a dishwasher, washing machine, under cabinet lights across here, a little induction hob, extractor, two single ovens, two fridge freezers, and then some light switches here. So you'll have a little dimmer switch which will do the down lights around here. So that'll do that section, and there'll be a 4-gang switch over here. Again, this is your lantern which we've talked about. So this will stick out of it, and there'll be a little lip for the LED strip to sit in, and that'll just shine up this section, so it should look really nice. And then there'll be the under cabinet, another switch, outside light, and this little unit here. It's just going to look really good. So first things first, we're going to wire in for a new kitchen ring. So we're going to send the cable from the fuse board to every point and back. So you end up with like a ring. So what we'll do is wire from the fuse board, and we'll pick up the above worktop sockets. So there's above worktop sockets going in this corner here, on this elevation here, over here, and on this little pillar here. So we'll pick up those, and then what we'll do is wire via the appliances. So the appliances will power up in the back of the cupboards. So all we'll do is leave a leg kind of coming out like a meter, then back in, and then it'll kind of work its way along its merry way. So once we've picked up all the points, it'll then go back to the fuse board, and then you've kind of created your ring. So we're going to use this little laser level, which is set up to 120 to the top around the room. So that just makes sure all the points are landing perfect. So we're going to get these boxes mounted. So all we'll do is just mark it up where it needs to go, offer him up, and then get him fixed. Nice and easy. Right, that's all the boxes fixed for above the worktop, so I'm just going to turn this laser level back on. So what we've done is lasered to the actual eyelet, just to make sure that all the sockets will be perfectly level. As you can see, they just run through there nicely. So got those, see it a bit better over here, and this final one here. So there we go, that's those in, they're all ready to get wired up now. So what we'll end up doing for the appliances is powering them up in the back of the cupboards. So if you look over here, you've got two appliances here. So what we can either do is use this cover here to power up the appliances, or this cupboard here. So all we do is just bob a double socket in the back of there, and then the plug tops can fit through and plug in. There's the extractor, so what we'll do is just leave a 1mm coming down, and we can bring it over to this cupboard to power it up, or into the back of this one to power it up. So I think we'll do that, we'll bring the cable down and around. And then what have we got? We've got a single oven and the microwave oven, and then the two fridge freezers. So what we'll do is in the back of this cupboard here, we'll leave two legs out, which two double sockets will go to power up these two. One of these, the extractor, and then what we'll have to do is bring a 2.5 cable in from the fuse board just to do the microwave oven, because that's taking more than 3 kilowatts, so that'll be its own little 20 amp supply. So we'll get that installed now. So what we'll do is wire from the fuse box, so the cable will come through here from the loft, around here, down through this socket. So we'll pick up that socket down, we'll come round, pick up this socket, come down, a leg out for the appliances there, round, with two legs here coming out, which will do the single oven, fridge freezer, and the extractor. and then from here it'll come up through this socket, out, round here, down to this socket, and then back all the way to the fuse board. So that'll be the sockets wired, and then we'll send a 2.5 twin and earth again from the fuse board, just one of them, which will be a 20 amp supply, which will just stick out here, and that'll just do the microwave oven. And then for the induction, there's going to be a induction hob here. So what we'll do is send a 6mm cable from the fuse board again, we'll pop it through, come down the 6" probably, and then just leave it long enough to go into the back of the cupboard. And then from there there'll be a big red switch in back at cupboard, and the cable will come from out of that and power up the induction hob. So that'll be it for the appliances. We're just going to crack on with that. One of the cables in behind us, and now what we're doing is bringing in the 6mm feed, the 1mm feed for the lighting, 6mm for the induction hob, a 2.5 which will just do the oven, and another 2.5 which will be the other end of the ring. So that's why we've got this big fat sausage which will go all the way back to the fuse board. So I'll pass this end up to Hayden. So yeah, it should be up there, and I'll grab this. There we go, so that'll get pulled through now a few metre. There we go, that's where the cables come through then. So we've got a rod here which will go underneath the boards and pop out here. That's some previous wiring from another electrician. But these cables will pop out, come along and down to the fuse board there. So we'll have to get a few metal clips in where we can. So there we go. Hayden's just on with doing the sockets at the moment, so just wiring in the first leg along here and down to this socket over here, like we've explained before, and then he's got to wire the links between. So whilst he's on with that, we're going to go on to the lighting design. So we've drawn his little schematic, so there's going to be 10 down lights around here. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And what we're going to do, because the room's a bit higgledy-piggledy, what we're going to do is just measure from the boxing section out. So what we've done is gone 470 out here, 470, 470, all the way around. And then what we'll do is get the laser level then on this corner, which will ping a line through here, which will pick up your corner. Same again for these corners. So as long as you get your laser level pinging through these, you'll be able to pick up the corner lights. So all these will be perfectly the same distance away from this lantern. So if you look here, that's your lantern there. It'll be 470 out all the way around. So it's going to look really nice. So we have to wire up for that. So we also have to wire up for the actual LED strip that's going to go in the lantern. So the switch is going to go over here. So we've already brought the feed in. So Henry's just done that now. So that's the feed in from the fuse box. We've got a cable to come out of here. And what we'll do is just have the cable coiled on top of this cupboard here. That will wire into something called the driver, which makes the LED strip work. And then what we'll do is bring some low voltage cable and just clipped along, notch out of this, and just leave it 90mm hanging out here basically, which is where the builder wants it left. So what the builder will do is basically leave a trough all the way around here where the LED strip will sit in, and all we have to do is just solder that cable onto the end of the LED strip, so nice and easy. So we've also got an under cabinet line that kind of shines through the cabinet here, so it's just one cable from there, sticking out a metre from the wall. That cable will go up into the ceiling, along there, along and down to your switch. Again, that'll have its own switch. And then we've just got under cabinet lights. Because it's one bank all the way around and there's no kind of chimney in the middle, we can just bring one cable out, and that cable can service any kind of LED drives we need to do to get these LED strip underneath working. So again, it'll be a cable hanging out here, run along, and then down to your switch, so nice and easy. And the last thing is we're going to get a cable from here to some outside lights, so it's going to run along, and there's going to be some outside lights, but the customer's going to decide that later on. So just going to crack on wiring up these lights while Hayden does the sockets. So there we go, those are in now. So we've got 3 along here. So all these are the same measurement around the boxing section. We've got 4 along this side, so 1, 2, 3 and 4. And then 3 along this side. and then we've got 4 along here, so 1, 2, 3 and 4. So they're nicely done. So next I'll just get a cable from the switch behind me, we'll get him up, run along, and then down to this under cabinet light behind. And then we'll get a cable over to the under cab, so we'll send the cable up, along, round, and then send him down the wall and stick it out. So we'll get that in as well. Right then, so we've got us under cab for this side, so that'll be like a light which will shine through a cabinet. And the customer's just added on an outside socket, so what we'll have to do is just drill through the back of that. I'll come along this zone and come through into the back of a socket for outside, so that'll be nice and easy. And then they want some outside lights as well, so what we're going to do is on the other side of this we'll just drill through, send the cable up and send it to the switch. So there'll be one this side of the door and one that side of the door, so nice and easy. And there's there then. Right then, that's those cables in for the outside lights. So what we've done is just drilled through and basically just run them through this ceiling section back to the switch. So that was nice and easy. So there's this cables coming down the wall. So we've got a feed, cable level feed that comes from your fuse board. We've got outside light. We've got the cabinet light, which is going to be this guy over here. What else have we got? We've got the lantern LED strip. So what that does is go up, and what we're going to do is above this cupboard here there'll be an LED driver, and then we're going to use this cable here which goes to this lantern. So that just sticks out here, and what we'll do is solder some LED strip onto that, and there'll be LED strip all the way around this perimeter, which is going to look pretty sick. So that's that. What else we got? And then we've got the under cabinet light, so that's going to go here. It's in already. I think it's next to Aiden's head there. So you can see that cable there, that's that. So again, there'll be a LED driver which will power up the LED strip underneath the cabinets. So that's the lighting. Aiden's finished off his sockets now. So as you saw before, it came in here, picked up this, down to the floor, comes around, picks up 1 socket, 2 socket, round, picks up this socket, 1, 2 socket, and then it makes its way to the other side of the room. So it comes up through here, along round, picks up this socket, picks up this socket, and then it makes its merry way all the way back to the fuse board. So nice and easy. And we've also added the outside socket in. So again, this cable just lands in this zone, drilled down at an angle just so we don't get any rainwater in, and we'll pop an outside socket on the other side of the wall there. So nice and easy. This side we've wired in for, what have we got? A few appliances here and like a socket in the back for like a little hoover. And there's going to be like a wine cooler here, so that's that. So last little job's just to chop in a switch for the main downlights in here. So what we're going to do is bring a feed out of this hole here, grab it up, bring it into here, and we're going to chop in a box, a 25mm box about 10mm deep, so it'll probably sit back to about here. And that's because this is going to be a dimmer, so there'll be like a twiddly knob dimmer, which they'll be able to dim the downlights for this section. Right then, so I'm trying out this little chisel bit here. So I recommended these by one of my TikTok followers. Apparently they're really good for chopping out hard brick. So we're going to give this a go and see how it does. So we've just got a single box of chopping there, 10mm. So we'll chop 10mm out and see how it does. So not bad really, it shaved it nicely. So that's all flat now for this box to sit in. So it'll sit 10mm deeper, which will allow a dimmer to go in. So we're going to use these little penny washer fixings just so we get the perfect adjustment, and we'll get these lugs in line with this perfectly. So afterwards these will be perfectly straight. There we go, we've got the box in, so that'll be your dimmer. So that's going to go out to the downlights. The feed comes into here like you saw earlier, and then we're going to take another feed to this switch, which will power up this switch basically, which goes out to your lights. So that's everything wired. Right then, that's all the cables in. So just need a little tidy up. As you can see, it's a little bit messy in here. So we'll get it swept up and then we'll go through the job. Right then, that's all swept up, so it's looking beautifully behind as you saw. So we've got all the cables in, so as you saw we've got the cables in for the actual room. So we've got new cables in from the fuse board, so we've got the lighting, we've got a new ring in here, we've got a 6mm supply for the hob, and we've got a 2.5 supply for one of the ovens. And then we've wired everything into here. As you saw, we've got all the appliances powered up, so there'll be a few sockets under this side, a couple of sockets under this side in the back of the cupboards to power the appliances. We've got a few sockets above the worktop dotted about, little room socket, low level, drilled through outside for the outside socket. And also we've got appliance wise, we've got dishwasher, washing machine, little extractor above, single oven, double oven behind, and then 2 fridge freezers. And then on this side, what have we got? We've got the wine cooler, a couple of appliances here that the customer, I can't remember what they said, there's 2 appliances getting powered up there, and the little Hoover socket in the back of there. The future lighting's going to look great in here because we've got the lantern lighting, so that'll be like an LED strip around, so I'm quite excited to see how that turns out. And then we've got the LED strip underneath the units, so if you've seen previous videos, it looks really nice. We've also got the downlight, so it's going to be mega bright in here with the option to dim, and we've got the little cabinet light, little glass cabinet where it's going to shine through, so it's going to look awesome. So it's a little bit dark in here, as you can see, so the torch turned off, battery's gone, and we've just packed it away, so it's a little bit dark in here. But yeah, if you like this kind of content, hit the like button, hit subscribe, hit the little bell notification so you know when we next upload. As always, have a good one from me, and I'll see you on the next one.